Why, hello, Alan Matthews here. In this video, we are going to be talking about solving problems in our classical guitar pieces. We're playing an actual piece of music and we come across a problem. We come across a spot that just trips us up every time, and we are talking in this series of videos about how to fix these problems. So in this one, we're going to locate the problem down to its core issue. So every problem boils down to the connection of one note to the next note. And so oftentimes we think about the problem as being this big thing. It's this 4 bars of music. This section is a problem. This measure is a problem. But really, all problems boil down to this note moving to this note. So how do you actually find what are those 2 notes that are misconnecting? And so the first thing to do is to slow down, because if you're playing through it really fast, then you're not going to be able to know where exactly things go bad, right? Oftentimes the problem isn't where you think it is. You might be noticing the problem several beats after where the actual problem is, because that actual thing you got thrown off somewhere, and that just, you don't really feel the full effects of the problem until it's, a few notes down the road. First things first, slow down and play through with the music. Even if you've got it memorized, go back to the music and go note by note, right? And you might just go note by note just to check, make sure that you've got all your notes right anyway. So once you go note by note, you can also notice with this, if you can't, when you find it, if you have to start 3 bars ahead, then you don't know your music very well. You should be able to start using the music from the spot or from the beat before or from the beat before that by reading the music. And so if you're having this tricky spot, and it might be that you don't need to do that for the entire piece, especially if your reading level isn't all that great yet and your memory is really good, but you can, at least for the time being of working out that little spot, this little spot, then go to that and just be able to for that little spot. Just put in the work and do it. So go slow and go through. And while you're playing this through very slowly, you want to be on the lookout for moments of confusion, moments of fuzziness, where this fog descends and you don't know exactly what's going on. And so this is the gold mine, is that moment. If you can be really self-observant and say, where am I tuning out? Where is the big black spot in my understanding of what's going on? There typically will be one to where there's this moment of confusion where you just chip out. Also, if you've been practicing, you might have worked in a habit. This is really interesting. You might have worked in a habit of your mind drifting at a specific point. This is I've observed this in my own playing. If I didn't practice and learn a piece right, then I'll hit a certain spot and my mind wanders. Boom. And it's because I've created a cue that whenever I get to that spot, my mind wanders. And after I did it 3 times, then my mind just thought that's what you do right there, because that's what I trained it to do through repetition. Look for those spots. Does your mind wander at a particular spot, or does this fog come over you, this dark spot on your understanding? Does that come over? That will clue you in that this is a thing. And then you can go through note by note and say, do I understand exactly what is going next in wherever it comes? And then you can say, oh, it's this note right here. I wasn't getting to this one. Whenever I got to that note, then I was out of position, or I thought there was a wrong note there or something. But it will always boil down to the connection of one note to the next note. So each problem is typically one thing. You might have 2 problems next to each other, but it's going to be one note leading to the next note is the thing. So whenever you're then practicing, whenever you're playing a piece, this is interesting as well. Whenever you're playing a piece, you don't actually play the piece. You don't practice a piece. You practice the problems, and you play the problems. You practice and play one note, going to the next note, going to the next note, and that's how you actually play a piece. So you can't play a piece, technically. You can only play one note, leading to the next note, leading to the next note. Just like you can't walk a mile, you can only walk a step, and then another step, and then another step. And lo and behold, after a little while, you have played the piece. You have walked the mile. And so at some point, you have to notice, where am I actually tripping up? Just to continue that metaphor, where are my feet fumbling, and what am I tripping over? Oh, it's the crack in the sidewalk right there. That one. I just have to know that I need to step over that next time. And then you can actually work through that spot. If you keep doing it over and over, then you won't actually progress. To sum this up, isolate the issue. Go slow, find that cloud of confusion, that moment of mind wandering, whatever it is, and isolate the specific little issue and be able to identify it on the page and look at just that one little thing. Play the problems, don't play the piece, and have fun. We'll talk about some more later. Bye. Hey, would you like to play more cleanly with more speed and precision, with more beautiful phrasing, and know that you're actually coming forward and progressing in a logical way on your guitar? Well, if so, you might want to check out the Woodshed. The Woodshed is a full practice solution. You'll find a massive library of play-along practice videos. You get a clear step-by-step progression. There's a massive practice library there with videos that you actually play along with. So practice along videos, training your different areas of your technique so that you know that that's solid. You get all the courses on Classical Guitar Shed, free webcam check-ins and video reviews so that you always know that you're on track with personalized one-on-one feedback. And most of all, you get the peace of mind knowing that you are on a specific track that leads from here to there. If this sounds interesting to you, then you can find more information following the link in the description, or you can go to classicalguitarshed.com, click on the membership button right in the center of the menu, and you'll learn all about it. Take care.